Hey everybody, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about what it's like being a transfer at Hampton University. So that's the transfer process, you know, how it was getting everything crossed over during the summer before I even got here, and also what it's like being a transfer on campus, because I feel like everybody just really worries about everything transferring over and da 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 da. But nobody talks about the dynamic of being a transfer on campus, because I will say the dynamic is a bit different than being like a traditional student, you know, going there from your freshman year all the way to your senior year. It's a bit different. And also, I just feel like there's not that much stuff in the media about being a transfer at an HBCU or just being a transfer in general. And also, I transferred from a PWI to an HBCU. So that's also a little different perspective I get to have. So yeah, let's just get right onto it. And if you have any other questions, just let me know, because I'm never too ill. I'm never too ill to DM back. I've had tons of transfers already find me from like TikTok videos and stuff, and they always DM me. And I always DM them back. And I be DMing them back with like voice messages. Tons of voice messages. So just know, if you come to me for advice or, you know, whatever, just know I'm going to give you a lot of stuff. I don't be sugarcoating nothing. I be telling them just how it is. And I also be helping them out. I be giving people like phone numbers of staff on campus, because them numbers that they be posting on the website sometimes do not be accurate. Them be the phones that they don't answer. I be giving y'all personal office cells, like, for real. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into the video. So also, my housing selection process and my class selection process is probably going to be a bit different than most transfers process, because, you know, normally when people are applying to colleges, they're applying in like October, November, December, January, February, stuff like that. I didn't apply to Hampton until like May. I'm not gonna lie to you. I applied in May and I got accepted in May. Most people apply, you know, at normal times so that they get their acceptance before decision day, which is May 1st. But currently, we are choosing our classes and our housing for the fall 2024, and it's March. So yeah, when I applied and got accepted in May, picking housing and classes was way over with. It was like way over with. So I didn't pick housing or classes until July. But if you're a transfer and you're still applying like at the normal time that, you know, even incoming freshmen are, this doesn't really apply to you. You'll probably still be able to choose during March and stuff like that. Because I've talked to a couple of transfers that are like transferring right now, and they're going through the process of like picking stuff out like right now and like weeks ago and stuff. But yeah, I didn't get to choose classes until like July. They had to like open everything back up for like latecomers and people who didn't submit their deposit like months ago and stuff like that. So I chose with that group. And also with housing, they just randomly placed me in a dorm because, yeah, once again, I just came so late. Like, I got accepted so late. I'm not gonna lie, I applied past the application date. Like, the latest time you could apply was like April something. I applied in like the middle of May. I did not care, like, for real, because I was ready to leave my last school, and I made my decision like too late because I was listening up. Anyways, if you want to hear why I transferred, video is on my page. But anyways, yeah, so I didn't pick my housing or my classes until July, and it wasn't really a problem. Honestly, there were still a lot of choices left for classes, because, you know, over the summer so many people withdraw from the school and transfer, and like some people just don't come back. There were a lot of choices left. And for housing, they automatically assigned me housing, but it was technically in a first year dorm, but this dorm was like 3/4 freshmen and like 1/4 sophomores. So it was just like whatever. But also, I really like this dorm, McGrew Towers. If you can get it your first year, it's a good dorm. I'll let y'all tour it if you want to. I'll do a little tour. But yeah, so that process wasn't bad. It probably could have been better if I would have just applied at a better time, but other than that, the process wasn't bad. Like for classes and housing and stuff, it was pretty normal schmormal, and it was just, you know, what they could do because I applied so late. And after that, credits. everybody wants to know about credits. Do your credits transfer, like da 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 da? And I will say, all of my credits transferred. And before I transferred to Hampton, I was a nursing major. And after I came to Hampton, like over the summer, I switched my major to biology. I don't ask me why. Like, I never wanted to be a nursing major, and I never wanted to go to that school that I came from. So like everything about my freshman year was just all wrong. So yeah, I changed my major to biology, and all of my nursing credits, like every single thing that I had from my last school, transferred over. I had 2 anatomy classes, those transferred. Had a psych class, a sociology class, those transferred. Had like a religion class, even the religion class transferred. Like I had just, yeah, all of my classes were good. So that's one thing. And also, if one of your classes like don't transfer, you can talk to somebody in like the admissions office, and like if you think it could apply to a class that's at Hampton, you can pull up the class from your last institution and pull up the class at Hampton that you think it matches with, and they'll like look at it with you like, oh yeah, this basically is the same class, and they'll give you the credit for that class, like just in case it didn't transfer over, because they do everything just by looking at your transcript, and on your transcript all it has is like the title of the class, like there's no description or anything. So if they can't really tell from the title that it matches a class at Hampton, you might just have to go to them and tell them about the class and like what you did in that class, and if it basically matches the description on the Hampton catalog, they'll give it to you. So yeah, that part's pretty easy too. I will say that Hampton was really good at transferring my credits, thank the Lord, because I think that's one thing that everybody worries about when transferring is, are my credits going to transfer? Am I going to have to take an extra year of school? Am I going to be left behind? Like, that's really the main thing everybody worries about. But Hampton was really good at transferring credits, I will say. But yeah, so over the summer, yeah, that whole process was pretty easy. Credits transferred, housing was good. Everything was settled, and then you have to go through like submitting like your vaccinations. Like you got to get medically cleared before you can move in on campus, and that's at any school, so that was just normal. Also, you have to be financially cleared, you know, your FAFSA and stuff. For being financially cleared, I had no problems with that before I got here. Like, I had no problems with that. Like, I was financially cleared when I moved on campus. All the chaos didn't come until like before Christmas break. It's all settled now, but I'll talk about that in my next video about the pros and cons of Hampton, because that really ticked me off bad. But yeah, so getting to Hampton, since I was technically a first year, I did move in like a week early with all of the freshmen. So like during NSO week, new student orientation week, that week I will say was not fun for me. It was not fun. It was actually pretty miserable and annoying. So this is my one complaint. My only complaint about being a transfer at Hampton is that it's almost like Hampton forgets that transfers are a thing, you know? Like, they have a whole portal on their website for transfers, you know, how to apply. They have a whole transfer application, but it's like once you get here, it's like transfer is a foreign word to all the staff, all the faculty, just everybody. Everybody's like, transfer. It's like once you say that word, you're speaking a foreign language. They don't understand what you're saying. They don't know what to do. It's like, whoa. So NSO week was just, I just feel like NSO week is really catered towards the freshmen, and you know, rightfully so. You know, it's for people who it's their first year in college. Like, it's your first year here. Like, ideally this is, you know, your first semester of college ever, and this is the first campus that you've been on, and it's just like a lot of stuff centered towards them. But it was just really annoying because, you know, with it being a new student orientation, I understand that it has to be for freshmen, but it was just like every single event was just centered towards freshmen. First year on campus, first year in college, first year this. Like, it was just nothing. There was not one transfer students event, not one transfer students, like, you know, bonding, anything, not one transfer students anything. Like, everything was just for like freshman students. Like, we couldn't even, the only class name we learned about was like the freshman class. Like, you know, once again, I understand because ideally this stuff is for freshman students, but it's like when y'all admit so many transfer students and then have nothing for them, like ever, like, you know, ever, but then require for them to go to this stuff, it's just like, okay. So I'm not gonna lie to you, NSO week I did not attend any of the activities or events because they weren't catered towards me. They weren't centered towards me. And it was just like, you know, I just didn't feel like I needed to do it, because if you're coming from another university, you've already done all this before. You've already had like your first orientation week, learning about the do's and don'ts of college, learning about stuff like that. And on top of that, if you're a transfer, you really don't need to go to new student orientation week, because they make you take a class anyway that goes over every single thing you did that week. So every single thing you did that week, every single presentation that was held that week, every single information that was given that week, they're literally going to give you in University 101. And University 101 is a class that every single person has to take. No matter what year you are, you have to take it at least once throughout your whole, like, 4 years being here. So if you go to NSO week as a transfer, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a waste of your time, because none of those events are centered towards you. None of those events you can have any fun with. And it's just like, you're learning, it's a whole bunch of information that you're going to have to sit through again for a whole semester. University 101 is a whole semester, and it's so boring and it's just so annoying. And so bleeding into that, another thing that has just been a little bit difficult is like they just forced you in freshman spaces. Like NSO week, it's just all freshmen. You have to be around freshmen the entire week, like just all freshmen the entire week. There's nobody else on campus. It's just you and freshmen. And once again, this is not a hit at freshmen. It's just coming from a perspective of somebody who is an upperclassman that's already been at college for a whole year, and that's, you know, a sophomore and wants to be surrounded by more people in her class so that she can get to know more people in her class that she's graduating with. You know what I mean? It's not saying like, ugh, I hate freshmen, you know. It's not that type of little nitpicking thing. It's literally just, I want to meet people, and I want to at least be able to bond with people that I'm going to graduate with and that are in my actual class. Because even though I came in with the class of 2027, I'm graduating with the class of 2026. So that's the people I want to be able to meet and become friends with and get to know. You know what I mean? But yeah, so as I was saying, it's just like you get forced into a lot of freshman spaces because you're forced to live in a freshman dorm. Because you're a first year. It's called a first year dorm. You know, they classify everything now as first year instead of freshman. So if you're a transfer, you're first year. For freshman, you're first year. It kind of goes into the same category, sadly. A lot of the times you're going to be forced into freshman classes as well. And that University 101 class, that's a freshman class, you know? So you have to take that class a whole semester. It's a freshman class. Depending on what your major is, you have to take different seminars, and some of those seminars are freshman seminars, but you still have to take it because you had never been at Hampton before, and you have to take that seminar towards your major. Like, it's just, you know, stuff like that. And also, I will say something hard being at Hampton, like once you're brought in with a class, that's mainly the class that you're surrounded by, and that's mainly the people that you know. Like, a lot of my friends, I'm not gonna lie, I've met a lot of my friends and they're freshmen, and I love them dearly. They're great people, love them so much. But that's like another thing, like it's hard to become friends with people that are in your actual class because they're all in totally different dorms, they're all in different classes, they're all in different, like, you know, stuff like that. So that's why this semester I took it upon myself to take like 2 classes out of order, so, and they're 2 like sophomore year classes, so that I could be in classes with people in my, you know, class, like sophomore class. I could be in different classes with them. And so I've met different sophomores now. I became friends with different sophomores now. And you know, it's really nice because now it's like the only time I really could make friends with different sophomores was like in my campus clubs or in classes that I took out of order, in order so I could meet people that I'm actually going to be graduating with, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then another thing that's a bit, you know, irritating is, like I said in the beginning, staff and faculty like literally have no idea what the word transfer means, obviously. So like with academic advisors, that gets really, really iffy. And I really wish that they had like a transfer academic advisor. I think that's one thing Hampton needs to think about incorporating, is like a couple of academic advisors that are especially for transfers, like, you know, an academic advisor, a transfer academic advisor for each major. Because for biology especially, it has like a strict curriculum. They want you to take everything in order. They want you to take everything how they want you to take it. And if you try to take it out of order, they try to like advise you against it and stuff like that. But then with being a transfer, you know, you're kind of playing a game of catch up. You're kind of having to take stuff out of order. And, you know, your schedule and your curriculum is going to look a little bit different than, you know, students that have been here since their freshman year. It's just the truth. So, like, most transfer students take at least, like, a class or two over the summer, over the winter, you know, to catch up. Because even if all your credits transfer, there's still some classes that you have to take, like, just towards Hampton University that may, like, knock you off track a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, transferring, you get knocked off the track a little bit, but it's easy to get back on track. But sometimes academic advisors find themselves like, no, you don't need to take a summer class. Just take the extra semester. Just take an extra semester here. Just take an extra year here. And it's like so discouraging because they do everything in their power to make sure that you don't take stuff out of order, or that you don't take stuff over the summer. And it's just like, okay. And also when you like raise questions to them about the curriculum, since you're a transfer, it's like they don't understand what to say because they just don't know that transfers exist. But it hasn't really been a problem for me because I'm a very organized person and I do my research very deeply. So I already found the like course catalog, and I found my curriculum that I need to take, and I've already built my 4-year schedule. So I'm fine. I just go to my academic advisor meetings because I have to. Like, you have to, because you can't even schedule your classes without having a code from your academic advisor. So that's the only reason I go. I just go to listen to him talk, pretty much. But yeah, because I had my first semester, I had a freshman advisor since it was my first year here. And now that it's my second semester, I'm a rising junior. So now they just switched me to a sophomore advisor. And he's like so confused. Why didn't I see you last semester? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Why are you asking me? I'm the student. I'm asking you for advice. But nonetheless, I love Hampton. I love the environment. I love everything about it. I will not be transferring again because I'm just totally happy here. That's all I have to say. Last year around this time, like, I was miserable. I was crying every day. I hated my life. I hated everything. I hated my environment. I was just really done. I was just in a terrible place. Ever since I've been at Hampton, I haven't cried once. I haven't been like just losing my mind. Like, I'm at a state of like peace. Like, I've been very peaceful. I've been very happy here. I love the environment. I love the people. I've met so many great people and I've had so many great opportunities. I have an internship. It's my first year here and I have a summer internship, summer paid internship, $6,000 over the summer for cancer research, biology. And like, it's just so great. Like, coming here was the best decision I could have ever made. I've had so many accomplishments and so much growth in the first semester than I had in my whole year at my last school. Like, everything has just been so good. I'm happy that I made my choice. I don't think, and like, I regret that I didn't come here my freshman year. I feel like that probably would have been a whole different, you know, ball game for me. But yeah, I'm glad that I made this choice. Oh, whoa, this video isn't over yet. I forgot the main thing. Being a transfer, your #1 best friend will be getting involved on campus. Join campus clubs, join campus orgs, join anything, literally anything. Attend events, like, just join anything, because that's your biggest, bestest friend to make, you know, to make friends that aren't just freshmen that you've been forced to be around for the past couple months. Once again, no shade to the freshmen, but it's just like, whew, please back up. Like, joining campus orgs has been the greatest thing for me. I've made so many great friends. I've met so many great people, and like, all these people like share the same interests as me. They share the same, like, you know, just hobbies as me. Like, I've met so many great people, and it also lets you get involved in like a lot more things than just centered towards your org. You can get involved in service. You can get involved with other orgs. It can get you more opportunities, like higher up positions, leadership positions. Like, it's a lot of stuff. Like, it gets you more involved on campus, since you didn't have the opportunity to really just meet all these people before. you know? And it also keeps you busy. It keeps you feeling a part of the community, because I think that one thing that tends to happen as a transfer is like sometimes you feel like you don't really belong, or you don't really have your place, because you technically came in with the freshmen, like you technically came in with class of 2027, but you don't really fit with them because you are class of 2026, but you don't really fit with them because you didn't come in with them. So it's like you're in the middle in this weird place, and it's like, how do I really do anything? How do I really meet people? How do I really become involved in the environment, in the community? And so your best friend will be join those campus orgs. If you don't, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard to get involved on campus. It's going to be hard to just really feel like involved. It's going to be hard to feel like this is your community, this is your environment, if you don't get involved in stuff. You know, what's the fun in that? What's the fun in coming to college just to go to class and go back to your dorm? Like, I get this is school, but this is also the place that you're living for a year. So you need to be like involved. You need to make it like your place. You need to make it somewhere where you can have fun, somewhere where you can, you know, debrief, because these orgs also help you to debrief. But I think that's the best thing ever. And also, I've met a lot of transfers through my orgs. A lot of times, you know, you gotta do your Hampton introduction. Hey, my name is Kiersten Tucker. I'm a second-year biology major on the pre-med track from Dayton, Ohio. And I also just transferred here. And then everyone's like, oh, a transfer. And there's somebody's like, oh, I just transferred here too. And now y'all clicking just because y'all are transfers. And I'm not gonna lie to you, my closest friend here is a transfer. Like, we met and we bonded over the fact that we both transferred here. We didn't know nobody. We didn't know how to do this. We didn't know how to do that. We didn't know how to get to this, get to that. We didn't know how to be able to be a part of this, part of that. Like, we've just been at the hip ever since we've been here. Like, that's my girl. Love her dearly. But yeah, like, Hampton's is an amazing place, and it also is what you make it. You're gonna hear that so many times, and you're gonna be like, oh, everybody says that. Everybody says that because they have to say it. But no, Hampton is what you make it. If you come here, number one, if you come here just because your parents want you to come here, you're probably gonna hate it. If you come here just because you think that you're about to just, you know, party or something, you're probably gonna hate it. If you come here and just stay in your room all day and don't do anything, you're probably going to want to leave. Like, you need to get involved. Being involved is fun, and that's coming from an introvert. I'm the biggest introvert anybody knows, but being involved makes me feel more a part of Hampton. Like, it makes me feel more a part of the Hampton family. Like, just sitting here the first month or two of school, just sitting here in my dorm, like, just doing work, I just felt like, dang, like, I really just transferred here. I'm just here. But once I started getting a part of stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I know people, people know me, people wave at me now, people say, hey, Kiersten, like, I know people, and I'm so a part of it, and people are like, oh, that's that girl from Campus Curls, oh my gosh, oh, you're in da-da-da-da, aren't you? Yes, I am. Like, it's just a great, great dynamic. But yeah, a transfer's best friend is campus clubs and organizations. You need to join them, or you're going to be mad at yourself. I swear. Don't. Okay. So, once again, I love Hampton dearly. I wouldn't trade this school for anything else. Yeah, I'm going to get into all the other stuff about Hampton in the next video, because that video is probably going to be a bit longer. But yeah, I love it here. I'm glad that I made my decision, because it was a long, long road to get here. Many trials and tribulations. I wish I would have came here my freshman year. But nonetheless, I'm happy with my choice. And I hope that if you're thinking about it, you will be too, you know. Once again, don't feel, you know, hindered to text me. Socials down below. DM me if you have a question, you know, that you don't want to comment down below. You can DM me on Instagram. Once again, I'll send you a ton of voice messages, and I warned you, so when you text me and you see voice message, don't say, say, dang, she told me she was gonna do that, because I did, and I did. But yeah, that's all for me. I'll let y'all go now, because I've probably been just yapping it up, but yeah, so that's all I have to say. Have a nice day.